Top Racing Pigeon Tips, a comprehensive guide to success. Racing pigeons, also known as homing pigeons, possess an innate ability to navigate back to their home loft from hundreds of miles away. This extraordinary talent, combined with the dedication and knowledge of the fancier, makes pigeon racing a thrilling and rewarding sport. While luck plays a role, consistent success in pigeon racing relies heavily on meticulous planning, understanding the bird's needs, and applying proven techniques. This comprehensive guide delves into the critical aspects of racing pigeon management, providing actionable tips to enhance your chances of victory. Loft Design and Management, the foundation of success. The loft is the heart of your racing pigeon operation. It's where your birds live, rest, and prepare for races. A well-designed and managed loft contributes significantly to their health, well-being, and performance. 1. Location, location, location. Sunlight. Orient your loft to maximize sunlight exposure, especially in the morning. Sunlight helps dry out the loft, reduces dampness, and provides essential vitamin D for the birds. Ventilation. Adequate ventilation is crucial for preventing respiratory problems and maintaining air quality. Design the loft to allow for a constant flow of fresh air, but avoid drafts. Consider adjustable vents that can be closed during harsh weather. Drainage. Proper drainage prevents the accumulation of moisture, which can breed bacteria and fungi. Ensure the floor is slightly sloped to facilitate water runoff. Use a suitable litter material, such as wood shavings or sand, to absorb moisture and keep the loft dry. Protection from predators. Safeguard your loft from predators like hawks, owls, cats, and rodents. Use wire mesh to cover all openings and reinforce weak points. Consider motion-activated lights and alarms to deter nocturnal predators. Orientation. Ideally, the loft should face the direction from which the majority of your races will come. This can give your birds a psychological advantage as they're instinctively drawn towards their home direction. 2. Loft structure and features. Size matters. Provide adequate space for your birds. Overcrowding can lead to stress, disease outbreaks, and poor performance. Aim for at least 1 cubic foot of space per bird. Perches. Provide plenty of perches for your birds to rest comfortably. V-shaped perches are ideal, as they prevent droppings from landing on other birds below. Nest boxes. Nest boxes are essential for breeding pairs. Ensure they are spacious, clean, and well ventilated. Each pair should have their dedicated nest box, marked clearly to avoid confusion. Water and feeders. Use clean, durable waterers and feeders that are easy to access and sanitize. Consider automatic watering systems to ensure a constant supply of fresh water. Keep feeders off the floor to prevent contamination. Grit and mineral supplements. Provide a constant supply of grit and mineral supplements in separate containers. Grit aids in digestion, while minerals support bone development and overall health. Bathing area. Offer a bathing area regularly, especially during warmer months. Bathing helps remove dust, parasites, and loose feathers, promoting hygiene and feather health. 3. Loft hygiene and sanitation. Daily cleaning. Remove droppings and debris from the loft daily. This simple task significantly reduces the risk of disease. Regular disinfection. Disinfect the loft regularly, especially during breeding and racing seasons. Use a bird-safe disinfectant to kill bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Parasite control. Regularly inspect your birds for external parasites like mites and lice. Treat any infestations promptly with a suitable insecticide. Rodent and insect control. Implement a rodent and insect control program to prevent infestations. Store feed in airtight containers to prevent attracting pests. 2. Breeding and selection. Building a winning team. The quality of your racing pigeons starts with the breeding program. Careful selection and strategic pairings are essential for producing birds with the desired traits for racing success. 1. Pedigree analysis. Study your bird's ancestry. Thoroughly analyze the pedigrees of your birds. Look for birds with a history of strong racing performance, especially in the races you intend to compete in. Identify key ancestors. Identify key ancestors in your bird's pedigrees that consistently produce winners. Focus on breeding from these lines to maintain and improve performance. Understand genetic traits. Be aware of the genetic traits that influence racing performance, such as speed, endurance, orientation ability, and homing instinct. 2. Performance-based selection. Race results are paramount. Select breeders based primarily on their racing performance. The best racers often produce the best offspring. Evaluate multiple races. Evaluate performance across multiple races and distances. A bird that consistently performs well in different conditions is more likely to pass on its abilities to its offspring. Consider race difficulty. Take into account the difficulty of the races in which your birds competed. A bird that wins a difficult race against strong competition is more valuable than a bird that wins an easy race. 3. Physical attributes. Conformation. Examine the physical conformation of your birds. Look for birds with a balanced build, strong muscles, and well-proportioned wings. Feather quality. Pay attention to feather quality. The feathers should be tight, smooth, and oily. Healthy feathers are essential for aerodynamic efficiency. Eye sign. Some fanciers believe in the importance of eye sign, which refers to the markings and coloration of the iris. While the scientific evidence is limited, some patterns are associated with strong breeding potential. 4. Breeding strategies. Inbreeding. Inbreeding involves mating closely related birds to concentrate desirable genes. This can be a powerful tool for improving specific traits, but it also carries the risk of exposing recessive genetic defects. Line breeding. Line breeding is a less intense form of inbreeding that involves mating birds that are related through a common ancestor. This can help maintain genetic diversity while still focusing on desirable traits. Outcrossing. Outcrossing involves mating birds that are unrelated. This can introduce new genes and improve hybrid vigor, but it can also dilute the desired traits. Rotating breeders. Rotate your breeders regularly to prevent them from becoming stale and to introduce new blood into your breeding program. 5. Breeding management. Controlled breeding. Control the timing of your breeding season to coincide with the best weather conditions and to ensure that your young birds are ready for training. Pair bonding. Allow your pairs to bond naturally before breeding. This can improve fertility and parental care. Nutrition for breeders. Provide your breeders with a high-quality breeding feed that is rich in protein, vitamins, and minerals. This will help them produce healthy and vigorous offspring. Egg care. Candle the eggs regularly to check for fertility. Discard any infertile eggs to prevent them from wasting the parent's energy. Young bird management. Provide your young birds with a safe and comfortable environment. Ensure they have access to fresh water, nutritious feed, and plenty of space to exercise. 3. Training and conditioning. Preparing for the race. Training and conditioning are critical for developing your pigeon's stamina, speed, and navigational abilities. A well-trained bird is more likely to perform well on race day. 1. Young bird training. Loft flying. Start with loft flying to familiarize the young birds with their surroundings. Gradually increase the duration of the loft flying sessions. Short tosses. Begin with short tosses, releasing the birds just a few miles from the loft. Gradually increase the distance of the tosses as the birds gain experience. Road training. Progress to road training, taking the birds to progressively longer distances by car or truck. Vary the release points to challenge their navigational abilities. Regularity and consistency. Maintain a regular training schedule. Even on days when the weather is not ideal, consistency is key to developing the bird's stamina and confidence. Patience and observation. Be patient with your young birds. They will make mistakes, but they will also learn from their experiences. Observe their behavior and adjust your training accordingly. 2. Old bird training. Preseason training. Start training your old birds well before the racing season begins. This will help them regain their fitness and sharpen their navigational skills. Midweek tosses. Conduct midweek tosses to maintain the bird's fitness and keep them sharp. The distance of the tosses should vary depending on the distance of the upcoming race. Basket training. Familiarize your birds with the racing basket. Place them in the basket for short periods of time to reduce stress on race day. Night training. Consider night training to improve the bird's ability to navigate in low light conditions. 3. Conditioning strategies. Nutrition. Provide your birds with a balanced diet that is tailored to their training schedule. Increase the carbohydrate content of the feed as the races get closer. Rest and recovery. Allow your birds adequate rest and recovery time after each training session and race. Provide them with a quiet and comfortable environment. Electrolyte replenishment. Replenish electrolytes after training and racing to help the birds recover from dehydration and fatigue. Supplementation. Consider supplementing your bird's diet with vitamins, minerals, and probiotics to support their overall health and performance. 4. Motivating your birds. Widowhood system. The widowhood system involves separating the cock and hen after they have raised a few rounds of young. The cocks are then motivated to race home to their hens. Natural system. The natural system allows the birds to race in their natural breeding cycle. This can be a more challenging system to manage, but it can also be very rewarding. Jealousy system. The jealousy system involves creating competition between the cocks by showing them other hens before the race. Nest position. Utilize the bird's natural instinct to return to their nest. Time the races to coincide with the stage of nesting they are in, where they are most motivated. 4. Race day strategies. Maximizing your chances. Race day is the culmination of all your hard work. Making smart decisions on race day can significantly impact your results. 1. Weather conditions. Monitor weather reports. Closely monitor weather reports and the days leading up to the race. Pay attention to wind direction, temperature, and visibility. Adjust training. Adjust your training schedule based on the weather conditions. Avoid training in extreme heat or strong winds. Prepare for different conditions. Be prepared for different weather conditions on race day. Have strategies in place for dealing with heat, wind, and rain. 2. Race entry and preparation. Select the right birds. Select the birds that are in the best condition for the race. Consider their training performance, health, and motivation. Prepare the birds. Give the birds a light meal and plenty of fresh water before basketing them. Basketing. Basket the birds carefully to avoid injury. Ensure that the basket is clean and well ventilated. Arrival anticipation. Prepare for the bird's arrival. Have fresh water and feed ready. Make the loft inviting and comfortable. 3. Clocking procedures. Understand the clocking system. Familiarize yourself with the clocking system used by your club. Understand how to set the clock, seal the thimbles, and record the arrival times. Clock the birds promptly. Clock the birds promptly upon their arrival. Every second counts in a race. Verify clocking records. Carefully verify your clocking records to ensure that they are accurate. 4. Race analysis. Analyze race results. Analyze your race results to identify strengths and weaknesses in your program. Look for patterns in the bird's performance. Identify top performers. Identify the top performers in the race. These birds may be valuable breeders. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. If you made any errors on race day, identify them and take steps to prevent them from happening again. Health and disease management. Keeping your birds healthy. Maintaining the health of your racing pigeons is essential for their performance. A healthy bird is more likely to train well, race well, and breed well. 1. Preventative measures. Vaccination. Vaccinate your birds against common pigeon diseases, such as paramyxovirus, PMV, pigeon pox, and salmonella. Regular worming. Regularly worm your birds to control internal parasites. Coccidiosis control. Control coccidiosis, a common intestinal infection, with appropriate medication. Respiratory disease prevention. Prevent respiratory diseases by maintaining good loft ventilation and hygiene. Stress management. Minimize stress by providing a comfortable environment, consistent routine, and proper nutrition. 2. Recognizing and treating diseases. Observe your birds daily. Observe your birds daily for signs of illness, such as lethargy, ruffled feathers, loss of appetite, and unusual droppings. Isolate sick birds. Isolate sick birds immediately to prevent the spread of disease. Consult a veterinarian. Consult a veterinarian experienced in pigeon medicine for diagnosis and treatment. Proper medication administration. Administer medications according to the veterinarian's instructions. Quarantine new birds. Quarantine new birds for at least 30 days before introducing them to your existing flock. ICS. Record keeping and analysis, tracking progress and improving performance. Maintaining detailed records is crucial for tracking your progress and identifying areas for improvement. 1. Pedigree records. Maintain accurate pedigrees. Maintain accurate pedigree records for all of your birds. This will help you track their ancestry and identify birds with desirable traits. Record breeding performance. Record the breeding performance of your birds, including the number of eggs laid, the fertility rate, and the racing performance of the offspring. 2. Training records. Track training tosses. Track all of your training tosses, including the date, distance, location, and weather conditions. Record bird performance. Record the performance of each bird during training, including the time it takes to return home. Analyze training data. Analyze your training data to identify birds that are responding well to the training program. 3. Race records. Record race results. Record the race results for each bird, including the date, distance, location, and winning time. Calculate average speed. Calculate the average speed of each bird in the race. Analyze race data. Analyze your race data to identify strengths and weaknesses in your racing program. 4. Health records. Record vaccinations and worming. Record all vaccinations and worming treatments. Track disease outbreaks. Track any disease outbreaks in your loft, including the symptoms, diagnosis, and treatment. Analyze health data. Analyze your health data to identify factors that are contributing to disease outbreaks. 7. Continuous learning. Staying ahead of the game. Pigeon racing is a constantly evolving sport. Staying up to date on the latest techniques and technologies is essential for maintaining a competitive edge. 1. Join a club. Connect with other fanciers. Join a local pigeon racing club to connect with other fanciers and learn from their experience. Attend club meetings. Attend club meetings to stay informed about upcoming races, club events, and new developments in the sport. Share your knowledge. Share your knowledge and experience with other members of the club. 2. Read books and articles. Expand your knowledge. Read books and articles on pigeon racing to expand your knowledge of the sport. Stay up to date. Stay up to date on the latest techniques and technologies. Learn from experts. Learn from the experts in the field. 3. Attend seminars and workshops. Learn from experts. Attend seminars and workshops to learn from experts in pigeon racing. Network with other fanciers. Network with other fanciers from around the world. Gain new insights. Gain new insights into the sport. 4. Observe successful fanciers. Visit successful lofts. Visit successful lofts to observe their management practices. Ask questions. Ask successful fanciers questions about their training techniques, breeding strategies, and race day tactics. Adapt their techniques. Adapt their techniques to your own program. By implementing these tips and continuously learning, you can significantly improve your chances of success in pigeon racing. Remember that dedication, patience, and a deep understanding of your birds are essential for achieving your goals. Good luck! Okay, here's a comprehensive guide with tips for racing pigeons just before the first race of the young bird season. Since you've bred your first round, this guide will focus on getting those young birds ready. A comprehensive guide to preparing young racing pigeons for their first race. Breeding your first round of young birds is a significant step towards participating in pigeon racing. The period leading up to the first race is crucial for establishing their health, fitness, and navigational abilities. This guide will cover essential aspects of preparation to maximize your young bird's potential. Eye health management. A pre-race health check. 1. Visual inspection. Closely observe each bird for signs of illness. Look for alertness, bright eyes, clean nostrils and throat, and well-formed droppings. Signs of lethargy, ruffled feathers, or discharge should raise immediate concern. 2. Weight monitoring. Regular weighing of your pigeons will help you to understand the flock's general health. Birds that are losing weight could be suffering from an underlying issue. 3. Crop examination. Feel the crop to assess its contents and ensure proper emptying. A sour crop can indicate a yeast infection, candidiasis, or other digestive issues. 4. Fecal examination. Inspect droppings for consistency, color, and presence of undigested food or parasites. Watery, discolored, or bloody droppings are signs of illness. Consider sending samples for laboratory analysis if you observe abnormalities. B. Preventative treatments. 1. Coccidiosis and canker. These are common protozoal infections in young pigeons. Administer preventative treatments as per your veterinarian's recommendations. Alternatives include natural remedies, however their efficacy can be quite varied. 2. Respiratory infections. Young birds are particularly susceptible to respiratory problems. Maintain good ventilation in the loft and consider preventative treatments if respiratory issues have been a recurring problem in your loft. 3. Worming. Intestinal worms can impair nutrient absorption and overall performance. Conduct a fecal exam to determine if worming is necessary. Use a safe and effective anthelmintic, worming medication, appropriate for pigeons. 4. External parasites. Check for mites and lice. Treat with a pigeon-specific insecticide if necessary, following the product instructions carefully. C. Vaccinations. 1. Paramyxovirus, PMV. Vaccination against PMV is essential. Consult your veterinarian about the appropriate vaccine and timing. 2. Pigeon pox. If pigeon pox is prevalent in your area, consider vaccination. This is often done via the feather follicle method. 2. Loft management. A. Hygiene. 1. Daily cleaning. Remove droppings and debris daily. 2. Regular disinfection. Disinfect the loft regularly with a pigeon-safe disinfectant. 3. Proper ventilation. Ensure adequate ventilation to reduce moisture and ammonia buildup, which can lead to respiratory problems. 4. Dry loft. Keep the loft dry to prevent the growth of mold and bacteria. B. Loft design and comfort. 1. Adequate space. Ensure that your young birds have enough space to move around comfortably. Overcrowding can lead to stress and disease. 2. Perches. Provide perches for each bird. This helps reduce stress from birds competing for perches, and ensure that birds can properly rest. 3. Nesting boxes. Ensure clean and comfortable nesting boxes, even if the young birds are not yet breeding. This gives them a sense of security and ownership. 4. Sunlight. Maximize natural sunlight exposure in the loft. Sunlight helps kill bacteria and provides vitamin D. C. Security. 1. Predator protection. Protect the loft from predators such as hawks, cats, and rodents. Use wire mesh to secure openings. 2. Secure trapping system. Ensure that your trapping system is functioning correctly and that the birds are comfortable using it. 3. Feeding and nutrition. A. Balanced diet. 1. High-quality feed. Feed a high-quality young bird mix that is specifically formulated for racing pigeons. This mix should contain a balanced blend of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. 2. Protein. Protein is crucial for muscle development and feather growth. Ensure that the feed contains adequate protein levels, around 16 to 18%. 3. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates provide energy for training and racing. 4. Fats. Fats are an important energy source, especially for longer races. B. Supplementation. 1. Vitamins and minerals. Supplement the diet with vitamins and minerals, especially during periods of stress, for example, training and racing. 2. Grit. Provide a constant supply of grit, which aids in digestion. Offer both insoluble, flint, and soluble, oyster shell, grit, probiotics. Probiotics can help maintain a healthy gut flora, improving digestion and immune function. 4. Electrolytes. Use electrolytes after training flights to help replenish lost minerals and fluids. See feeding schedule. 1. Regular feeding times. Feed your pigeons at the same time each day. This helps regulate their metabolism and creates a routine. 2. Controlled portions. Feed controlled portions to prevent overeating and obesity. Adjust the amount based on the bird's activity level and weather conditions. 3. Clean water. Provide fresh, clean water at all times. Clean water containers daily. 4. Training and exercise. A. Loft flying. 1. Early introduction. Start loft flying as soon as the young birds are comfortable outside the loft. Begin with short periods and gradually increase the duration. 2. Forced exercise. Encourage the birds to fly by using a flag or other visual stimulus. This helps build their stamina and muscle strength. 3. Consistency. Maintain a consistent loft flying schedule to develop their fitness. B. Road training. 1. Gradual increase in distance. Start with very short tosses, for example, 1 mile, and gradually increase the distance. This helps the birds learn to navigate and build confidence. 2. Multiple tosses from the same location. Repeat tosses from the same location to reinforce the route. 2. 3. Vary release points. Vary the release points to give the birds experience navigating from different directions. 4. Weather conditions. Avoid training in adverse weather conditions, for example, strong winds, rain, fog. 5. Individual training. If possible, train individual birds that seem to need extra attention. This can help build their confidence. 6. Group training. Once the birds are performing well individually, train them in small groups. 7. Consistent training. Aim for at least 3 to 4 training tosses per week. 8. Avoid overtraining. Avoid overtraining, which can lead to fatigue and injury. Monitor the bird's performance and adjust the training schedule accordingly. See navigation skills. 1. Sun compass. Young birds learn to use the sun as a compass. Training on sunny days helps them develop this skill. 2. Landmark recognition. Birds use landmarks to navigate. Varying the release points helps them learn to recognize and use different landmarks. 3. Magnetic field. Pigeons also use the Earth's magnetic field for navigation. 4. Release times. Vary the release times to expose the birds to different sun angles. V. Motivation and bonding. A. Positive reinforcement. 1. Food rewards. Use food rewards to reinforce desired behaviors, such as trapping quickly. 2. Verbal praise. Talk to your birds in a calm and reassuring voice. This helps build a bond and reduces stress. B. Creating a strong bond. 1. Spend time with your birds. Spend time in the loft observing and interacting with your birds. This helps them become accustomed to your presence and builds trust. 2. Hand feeding. Hand feeding can help build a strong bond with your birds. 3. Consistency. Be consistent in your interactions with your birds. This helps them feel secure and confident. X. Pre-race preparation. A. Tapering training. 1. Reduce training intensity. Reduce the intensity and frequency of training tosses in the week leading up to the first race. This allows the birds to rest and recover. 2. Short tosses. Conduct a few short tosses, for example, 10 to 15 miles, to keep the birds sharp. 3. Avoid long tosses. Avoid long tosses in the days leading up to the race. B. Feeding and hydration. 1. Carbohydrate loading. Increase the carbohydrate content of the feed in the days leading up to the race. This provides the birds with extra energy. 2. Electrolyte supplementation. Provide electrolytes in the water to help replenish lost minerals and fluids. 3. Avoid heavy meals. Avoid feeding heavy meals on the day before the race. This can cause digestive upset. 4. Fresh water. Ensure that the birds have access to fresh, clean water at all times. See pre-race health check. 1. Final inspection. Conduct a final health check of each bird before basketing. Check for injuries. Look for any signs of injury or illness. Avoid basketing sick birds. Do not basket any birds that are sick or injured. Debasketing. 1. Calm environment. Basket the birds in a calm and quiet environment. Tot 2. Proper handling. Handle the birds gently to avoid stress. 3. Adequate space. Ensure that the birds have adequate space in the basket. Pot 4. Ventilation. Ensure that the baskets are well ventilated. 5. Water. Provide water in the baskets, especially for long races. 7. Race day considerations. A. Weather monitoring. 1. Check the weather forecast. Monitor the weather forecast for the race route. Tot 2. Wind conditions. Pay attention to wind conditions, as they can significantly affect the bird's performance. 3. Temperature. Be aware of temperature extremes, which can stress the birds. Pos 4. Release time. Understand how the weather may have impacted the release time of your birds. B. Loft preparation. 1. Clean loft. Ensure that the loft is clean and tidy. 2. Fresh water and feed. Provide fresh water and feed for the returning birds. 3. Quiet environment. Maintain a quiet and calm environment in the loft. C. Waiting for the birds. 1. Patience. Be patient and wait for the birds to return. 2. Observation. Observe the birds as they return. 3. Record arrival times. Record the arrival times of each bird. 8. Post-race recovery. A. Immediate care. 1. Water and electrolytes. Provide water and electrolytes immediately upon the bird's return. 2. Light feed. Offer a light, easily digestible feed. B. Monitoring. 1. Observe behavior. Observe the bird's behavior for signs of fatigue or injury. 2. Check for injuries. Check for any signs of injury or illness. C. Rest and recovery. 1. Rest period. Allow the birds to rest and recover for several days after the race. 2. Gradual return to training. Gradually return the birds to training. 3. Avoid overtraining. Avoid overtraining, especially after a tough race. 9. Record keeping. A. Training records. 1. Date and location. Record the date, location, and distance of each training toss. Weather conditions. Record the weather conditions during each training toss. 3. Bird performance. Record the performance of each bird during training. B. Race records. 1. Arrival times. Record the arrival times of each bird in each race. Race results. Record the official race results. 3. Pedigree information. Record the pedigree information of each bird. C. Health records. 1. Vaccination dates. Record the dates of all vaccinations. 2. Treatment dates. Record the dates of all treatments for illness or parasites. 3. Fecal exam results. Record the results of all fecal exams. X. Important considerations for young birds. A. Imprinting. Young birds imprint on their environment early in life. Create a positive and consistent environment to build their confidence and homing ability. B. Natural instincts. Remember that young birds are still developing their natural instincts. Be patient and provide them with the support they need to learn and grow. C. Stress management. Young birds are more susceptible to stress than older birds. Minimize stress by providing a calm and stable environment. D. Learning from mistakes. Young birds will make mistakes. Use these mistakes as learning opportunities to improve your training and management techniques. 11. Troubleshooting common problems. A. Birds not trapping. 1. Hunger. Ensure that the birds are hungry when they return from training. 2. Food rewards. Use food rewards to encourage trapping. 3. Loft design. Ensure that the trapping system is easy to use and that the birds are comfortable with it. 4. Predator presence. Check for signs of predators near the loft. B. Birds getting lost. 1. Insufficient training. Ensure that the birds have had sufficient training before racing. 2. Adverse weather. Avoid training in adverse weather conditions. 3. Health issues. Check for underlying health issues that may be impairing the bird's navigation ability. See birds not flying well. 1. Overweight. Ensure that the birds are not overweight. 2. Underweight. Ensure that the birds are getting enough food. 3. Health issues. Check for underlying health issues that may be affecting the bird's performance. By following these guidelines, you can give your young racing pigeons the best possible start to their racing careers. Remember that patience, consistency, and attention to detail are key to success. Good luck with your first race. There are many reasons to buy my racing pigeon method. Here are some of the best reasons. You will get excellent results. It's a very simple system to use. It's affordable. I have had over 400 first prize winners. It's adaptable to any situation. You can use it with any racing method, natural, widowhood, young birds. It's a very effective method. There is no need to spend a lot of money on fancy pigeon products. It's a reliable system and it is foolproof to use. Professional athletes, race horses, take the same products. There is science behind this, not just hearsay. It is all to do with red blood cells and oxygen in the blood. Without that, a pigeon will not race well, or an athlete will not win a race, if he has low oxygen in his blood. The above is fact and is 100% science. There are a few things you can do to improve your chances of winning at racing pigeons. One of the most important things is to learn as much as you can about the sport. You'll need to know the different types of pigeons, how to train them, and how to race them. Another key factor is practice. You'll need to be able to fly your pigeons competently in order to win races. And, of course, you'll need to have the funds to invest in racing pigeons and other racing equipment.